Just do me a favor, just a simple favor. Can I get about 10 of you to bring me $20? Just 10 of you. $20 that you don't need, because we're not going to give it back to you. But just run up, and when you come and say, is that all? That's what I want you to say. That's it. Yeah. Is that all?
Look at this.
Come on.
Look at this.
I wanted to get more. You only asked for 20. Say, is that all?
Look at this, man.
I'm sorry to insult. Hey. I'm sorry to insult you all for just asking for 20.
Look at this.
I want to show you something. 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 Can I get another? Just do me a favor.
Do you see this?
Simple favor.
Hold on.
To insult.
Look at this.
For just asking for 20.
Look at this, man.
I want to show you something. I want to show you something.
You wanna show somebody something. You literally are robbing the congregation. This is the madness and the insanity that's going on. It's insanity, and people just walking up to her, just donating, just voluntarily just getting robbed.
I want to show you something. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. I want to show you something.
What, how stupid people is? How you could just finesse them out their bread? In the name of. It's always in the name of, ain't it?
Can I get another 10 of you just to bring $100? Just $100.
Now watch this.
I want to show you something. I don't hear, is that all? Yeah.
What? Hey, man. Yeah. This is insanity, man. You're watching what people literally just walk up to somebody and tell them, hey, just give me 20, give me $100. Just give it to me. I ain't gonna give it back to you.
Yeah, because I'm insulting you, right?
Yeah, you are insulting them. You are.
Is that all? Come on.
You are.
Say, I wanted to get more. You only asked for 20. Say,
look at this, all? Man. Look at this. Look at this. This supposed to be a pastor.
Hey. I'm sorry to insult you all for just asking for 20.
I'm sorry to insult y'all just asking for 20. And then they be having the nerve to say that they ain't got no money. People be having the nerve to say they ain't got no bread. And then you donate all your bread to these churches. And the churches are doing nothing with it. Hold on, man. The churches are doing nothing with your bread. Nothing. They're literally robbing you in the name of Jesus. And people, y'all just can't put this together. You think that the more that you give, that the more that you gonna get some kind of salvation. That's not what's happening. These people that say that they're pastors, the majority of these people have a 501c3 agreement. It's a tax write-off. If you look up the churches in your areas, they will show you. Just look it up. It's called a 501c3 tax agreement. So that means that the church buildings, every donation that they get from the congregation is non-taxable. So they can pocket that. Oh my God. And then people wonder why the community is getting destroyed. Day by day, the community is getting destroyed. But the church building is up and running. But it's crazy because the church building always say they need donations. They need something to get work done on the church, or they need something else to get fixed in the church. But do you see how people just walking up to these people like sheep? It's like, fam, y'all, you just walking up to these people like some blind sheep, and you just do anything they tell you to do. They ain't even got a gun, and they telling you, hey, just donate to us.
Just a simple favor. Can I get about 10 of you to bring me $20? Just 10 of you. $20 that you don't need. Because we're not going to give it back to you.
Look how many people
But
just
run up and
look at that. We're not going to give it back to
say,
you.
is that all?
Look at that.
That's what I want you to say. That's it. Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this, man.
Is that all?
This shit crazy.
Come on.
This shit crazy, man.
wanted to get more. You only asked for 20.
Look how many. Look.
Say, is that all?
You just walking up there. You just walking down there. You look at this. Look at all these people. Hold up. Look at this. You just walking up to this person. They told you they not finna give it back to you. And then people be crying talking about the community don't have no money. We ain't got no money. Yeah, you ain't got no bread because you giving all these people your bread. They telling you to give them your bread, and you walking down there like a damn sheep, getting fleeced every Sunday. You ain't getting no salvation going there. Hey, remember? Do y'all remember? Do y'all remember how these same people that swear they with God, walk with God, have y'all forgot so easily? They the same people that was telling you to take the jab. Fam. These are the same people that was telling people for 3 years. 3 años. You can't come in this church without a mask on. Y'all forgot that? These are the same people that was telling you, listen, you can't come in this church building if you don't have a mask on and you didn't get the jabby jab. Have y'all forgotten that already? Y'all forgot? They got ATMs in these buildings. ATMs. Y'all ain't putting it together. You keep looking at the pale skinned people like it's just the pale skinned people that's the ones that's on they trying to take over. But you not looking at your own people are the ones that's doing it to you the most. See, this is what's uncomfortable. When you start finding out the truth, you start looking at people to blame. Instead of looking at just people to blame, hold your own self accountable. And then look out at everybody else who just doing fuck shit everywhere. Then you can start looking at it's not really so much of playing a blame game. It's just having full awareness of your surroundings. Then, once you start peeping your surroundings, now you starting to put together the pieces to the puzzle. Because it's a puzzle. It's a cosmic puzzle. It's a universal puzzle. The main perpetrators that's doing it are the church that you go to every Sunday. You give your donations to every Sunday. Every Sunday you voluntarily go down there and they say, hey, can I just get $20? Can I just get $100? Matter of fact, just give me $1,000. And you think because of the brainwashing and the mental training and the social engineering, people think that the more that they give to this church, they think that that's going to be a bliss up, a salvation for them. You've been hoodwinked. You've been led astray. None of these people are what you think they are. None of them. Hey, check this out. They won't tell the congregation that Jesus was not his real name. His real name was Yahushua. They won't tell the congregation that. Do you find it kind of strange how they never tell the congregation his name was Yehoshua or Yeshua? They won't never speak his name. They never do that. They just keep calling him Jesus, and Jesus just means justice. It does not mean what people think it means. Yehoshua or Yeshua is the actual name of the Christ, one of the Christ, and they will never tell you what Christ is. Christ is an ascension of your knowledge. It's an ascension of the pineal gland activation and the glandular system in the body. The 7 chakras ignite. Therefore, your entire body becomes a conductor to the ethers. That's religion. You are realigning yourselves back with nature, the philosophies, and the science of the universe and the functions of nature. That's religion. What these people over here doing is called dogma.
10 of you to bring me $20. Just 10 of you. $20 that you don't need. Because we're not going to give it back to you. But just run up and when you come and say, is that all?
See that?
That's what I want you to say. That's it.
Hear that?
Yeah.
Hear that?
Is that all?
Robbing you without a gun every Sunday. And you crying about, I ain't got no money. I don't see no change. No, you damn right you ain't gonna see no change. Because you blind. And you ignorant. And you keep going to these same places thinking that you gonna change the system. Look, this is another thing.
Come on.
Here's another thing. Peace and love to all the Muslims, all the Asiatics, all the critical thinkers that's out there worldwide. You know, the rack up in here. South side, wild hundreds. East side crazy. Out west with it. Up north. You know we in here. West coast, down south, east coast, up north, and overseas. Salam. Look, you know something that's crazy? The people that's robbing the people look just like you. They look just like you. This is why people can't really see the scam. Because the people that's robbing you got the perfect camouflage on to deceive you. If they look like you, you think like they got your best interests. So you saying, well, how can somebody who says in the name of God, in the name of Jesus, why would they rob me for? You got to ask them that. How could somebody who says Allah, how could somebody that says Jesus, God every other word, how could they rob me? You know, that's the perfect camouflage to rob you. Because you would never suspect somebody who talking like that, who look like you, would rob you with a smile. It's the perfect camouflage. This is why the masses have not been able to see what's hidden right in front of their faces. You're not looking at the right things. You looking at it as they look like you. They got the same complexion as you. You thinking like you can relate to them because they're saying some things that's semi-relatable. So you like, oh, well, they sound like they come from where I come from. They look like us. So they must be like us. On some Kendrick shit. They not like us though. They never want you to find out this information. They want you to look at them based off their appearance so they can finesse you and con you and get you to get on what they talking about. This is why these people never pull books out. They never pull literature out. They just get in front of the camera and they just talk. They never show receipts. Why would they show you receipts? People scared to look at books anyway. They scared to even crack a book open and see what's in the damn book. So it's like They at the point now where they putting everything in your face. And they knowing, because of the school system, these sellouts that they pay off, that these puppets is out here everywhere, just spewing out poison everywhere and from every angle. From the TV to social media to magazines, they already got people in positions for generations to just cap and lie 24/7. This all they own. The only thing that's going to change it is when you change yourself. It's the only thing that's going to change it. If you worried about, well, they're gonna come around to it and change it. They're not going to come around and change it. Why would somebody who got a system put in place, why would they want to change a system? Look, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Look, this is their general rule. All right. From the book, Behold a Pale Horse. This is their general rule. This is their operandi right here. The general rule is that there is profit in confusion. The more confusion, the more profit. Therefore, the best approach is to create problems and then offer the solutions. So you looking at somebody, a system who's put in place to destroy you. They're going to destroy your mind, economic. They're going to destroy your psychology. Your psyche will be destroyed. Your mental activities will be overloaded, flooded. Your logic will be shut down. All they're going to give you is Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red, slut rap, kill your brother, kill your sister, slut them out. This is all they're going to give you to keep you undisciplined and ignorant. This is all they're going to give you. This is all they're going to give humanity. Because it's going to keep causing confusion, disorganization, distracted. Why does it do that? Because the general rule is there's profit in confusion. The more confusion, the more profit. Get you going each and every direction, and you don't have a compass or a square to figure your way out. That's what's going on, and that's what's been going on. People don't want the responsibility. This is the programming. They have programmed people to not want to take accountability, responsibility for their own actions. This is social engineering. Social engineering is put in place in several different places. It's not a stationary thing. This is a moving machine. It's operating every entity, every crack that you can think of. There have been infiltration in everything that you can think of. It doesn't matter what you say. Oh, they wouldn't be doing it over there. That's exactly what they're doing it at. They're doing it in the church. They're doing it through entertainment. They're doing it in the schools. They're doing it in every facet of society, because it's not about skin complexion. It's not about how much bread you got. It's not about race and racism. It's not about none of that. This is a dark force that people are really, if you pull the covers off, like the Prophet Noble Drew Ali already did, you pull the covers off all secret organizations. It's a dark force, fam. It's no different than how they show us in Star Wars, the Jedis. You got the Jedi, and then you got the Dark Lord. It's no different than that. Really, it's the same type shit. You have, just like the movie Divergent. Remember? Old girl, she had to figure her way out. It was like four factions. She had to figure her way out. And she ended up being the one that was going to bring peace to the planet. She was going to be one of the ones that was going to restore peace to the planet. Divergent. Check that series out. Fire. They show the population these different tales and movies over and over and over for entertainment. But in the entertainment, it shows you what's happening. See, all they really doing is remixing the same stories over and over and over. But the people, they not catching on to it because they think it's just entertainment. They want to be entertained by the diddler, Epstein, R. Kelly. They want to be entertained by Hollywood. And meanwhile, that's just the first level of the distractions. The first level of distractions is the TV, the media. The first level of distractions is, let's just talk about the social welfare system. That's just the first level. Let's talk about chemtrails and all that type of shit. That's just the first level. The food and all that, that's just the first level of the genocide. This is why they don't talk about the Declaration rights of indigenous people. They don't bring these If y'all would just crack open that, all you gotta do is look that document up. It's free right now, online. The Declaration rights of indigenous people. Google that document and read it. You have the power and the right to your own self-determination. Nobody can determine who you are. Only you can do that. But, hey, if you choose not to do that, they're going to go off what's known as, in law, assumable jurisdiction. So if you don't say who you are in real time, they're going to assume and have jurisdiction over you. It don't matter what you believe in. That has nothing to do with reality. You could believe anything. It's about what you know and show and prove. That's what it's about. Speaking of that, let me show you this. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. Look at this. Hold up. Hold up. Watch this right here. Speaking of showing and proving, fam. Oh my God. Look at this. Hold up, man. Look at this. Let's go right here. Check this out, y'all. Check this out. Check this out right here. Look at this. All these women out here talking about they feminists and they low-key feminists. Look at this. Look at this.
Feminism came from and why it was started.
Check it out.
Do you girls know where feminism came from and why it was started?
Please go ahead.
Who benefits from feminism? Do you think women benefit from feminism?
No.
Yeah, you have to work jobs, right?
Yeah.
What's the point in that?
Yeah. Exactly. A woman shouldn't.
So feminism was started, a group of people which are currently committing a genocide, and they were involved in it long ago. But let's keep it simple. The bankers wanted to double the tax bracket, so they decided to put women to work, so they can just steal more of their wealth. And just why am I letting all the men work when I can put all the women to work too and get more taxes? On top of that, when the woman's at home with her children, then the man's in charge of the household. So now the man's in charge, the wife obeys him, and the children obey the mother and the father. Whereas if the mother and the father are working, the children now go to school. So who raises the kids? The school does. Yeah. And what does the school teach them? LGBT, chop your dick off.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Exactly.
So feminism was started to double the tax bracket, to put women into slavery, and to take everyone's kids away. It was absolutely nothing to do with equality. They don't give a shit about the equality of women.
You know that? You know that? You know that, man? They don't give a shit about y'all. All y'all women out there that's running around gung-ho about women's rights. Let me ask you a question. Can you name one law that men have the upside over a woman? Name one law. Huh? What you got? Name one. Name one. You can't do it. You know why you can't do it? Because if your ass ever actually read the Constitution, it will show you that men and women are created and endowed by the Creator to have unalienable rights. But you running with this whole scamdemic of the men have more rights and women have been oppressed. So we have to fight. You've been led astray, man. They're using you melanated women to push forward a scamdemic that your asses are totally blind to look at, to see. You looking at this thing from the angle that they are socially programming you to look through. You're being engineered to destroy your own family. You're being engineered to destroy your children. You're being engineered to destroy any relationship that you have with a Moorish man, a melanated man. You are self-inflicting your own misery because you keep following the social engineering programs that are put in place. They're called silent weapons for quiet wars. You're not looking at that, though. You're looking at this thing from a Black Lives Matter. Question. Where that 90 million at? Where that bread at? That they got that bread from y'all and they got ghost on y'all ass. Where that bread at? You ain't talking about that. They didn't disappear. What about that woman that got punched up in her face the other day? Did you see anything about Black Lives Matter on the scene? I ain't think so. But y'all sure be running these narratives like BLM. We got to fight for women's rights and we got to fight for equality. What the what part of this social engineering ain't y'all getting? BLM was set up by the CIA as an operation, an operandi to bring more control over the so-called black community, using 3 so-called African-American women posing for change, but all they really doing is low-key increasing the genocide and bringing in more followers to their program. That's what they put in place for. BLM was put in place to slowly destroy the family fabric and cook that shit to cinder. This is why BLM was put in place, to rob you, to give you a fake change. They always promise change, but they never deliver anything. Y'all gotta see this shit. These people always promise that they gonna change something. They never deliver. They just give y'all empty promises. Year after year, 4 years, another 4 years. This all they finna do. Islam. This all these politicians are finna do. Look. Let me show y'all something, man. Yo. This so-called feminist shit. Y'all playing right into the hands of these people. Let me show y'all something, man. You don't even know that you playing right into the hands of these people. Let me show you something out of this book right here. Same book, Behold the Pale Horse. Let me show y'all something. So we bring out the facts and documentation. Let me show y'all something. It was the point in history. It was the point in history when the birth rate so exceeded the death rate that the world's population doubled between 1957 and 1990. It was the most wonderful time in the history of the world, but it was also the worst. It signaled the end of man's most precious achievement. An alliance of all the powers on earth, open and hidden, decided that individual freedoms could no longer be tolerated in the interests of the preservation of the human race. They believed the common man could not be trusted. What had been the unfulfilled dream of many individual groups became reality by the concentration of power in the alliance known as the Bilderberg Group. What had been impossible before was now promised. The New World Order that so many had envisioned was now a certainty. Why is this relatable? Why is this relatable? Because it is. Studies were done to determine a method to arrest the population explosion before the point of no return would be reached. It was determined that an immediate attack on the problem would involve 2 points of intervention. The first was to lower the birth rate, and the second was to increase the death rate. To lower the birth rate, several programs were put into motion. The first was the development of positive birth control methods using mechanical diaphragm and condom, chemical foam and birth control pills, and medical sterilization, abortion, hysterectomy procedures. These were developed and implemented. Watch this though. Hold up. Matter of fact, did y'all just hear about, hold up, for a side note, just a side note real quick before I get back to it. Did y'all hear about Planned Parenthood, which is pretty much all over the so-called African-American communities? Y'all know about Planned Parenthood, right? And their founder, their creator, Margaret Sanger, the Negro Project, how she used black pastors to push the Negro Project for hysterectomies and for condoms to be passed out to the congregation and birth control pills encouraged throughout this whole church gathering. Y'all know about that? Pick up the book, The Negro Project. You got to read that shit. It's disturbing, but it's mind blowing. So just real quick though, Planned Parenthood. Did you hear about their new phase that they rolling out? So the new phase that they rolling out, allegedly, you could go down to Planned Parenthood now as a man, and you could pretty much get a vasectomy in these places. Yo. And of course, they got paid actors to do commercials and promote this shit. So if y'all not seeing what the hell going on, I don't know what world you living in. But if you want a better world for yourself and your children, fam, you better pull it together. Like right now. You better pull it together. You better start getting away from the beliefs. Start getting away from all these people making you these promises and start looking up what's really going on. Start getting into it. You said it's plenty of Moroccan maps. You could look up the map set of early Americans. Florida, the so-called state of Florida used to cover half of the East Coast. The state of Florida used to cover half of the East Coast. Florida alone. So watch this right here though. How these low-key feminists, they out here, they don't even realize what they doing. All y'all LBGT, all y'all out there that's running with Black Lives Matter. Let me show you something that you might not even be aware of. The women's liberation movement was started with the demand for free abortions, using quote-unquote pro-choice as its rallying cry. Homosexuality was encouraged and gay liberation was born. Homosexuals do not have children. Zero population growth became the hot subject at cocktail parties. individual freedom, the quote, heat of the moment, end quote, religion, and the old blue laws sabotaged these efforts. And while zero population growth became a reality in some areas, population increased rapidly in others. The only alternative left to the world's ruling elite was to increase the death rate. Increase the death rate. This is documentation, fam. The genocide has never stopped. But you want to stay online worrying about the football, the basketball, the Olympics, the baseball. You worried about things that really have no grand scale of nothing. It's nothing. These people that you idolize, ask yourself, you bought all these jerseys, you idolizing all these people, you went to their concerts. What have they personally done that you could look at and say, all right, you did something for the people. You actually did something. You doing something. I ain't talking about, oh, you went over there in Africa, you did something over there. No, I ain't talking about you did something over there in some other country. What have they asses done here? Why you idolizing them and whatnot? What they done here? What have they done here? Here's the thing. If they ain't done nothing here, then why are you idolizing somebody who ain't done shit? All these people over there, they talking about Pan-Africa. That ain't even the real place. How you looking at these? See, that's what I'm saying, G. It's time to start really looking at people for what they doing. What they saying ain't lining up to what they doing. Y'all over here giving out donations to people, BLM, what have they done? What are they talking about? Do they bring up anything that has to do with LAW, law, Constitution? Do they bring up anything about economics to the fact of looking at, all right, what is money? Money is only gold and silver coin. But they telling you to invest in crypto. Crypto ain't in the Constitution. The Constitution has never been changed. But they telling you to invest your energy into that. Do they tell you about having positive attributes? Moors got that. We tell you that all the time. Any dark-skinned person is a Moor by birthright. This is what we tell you. So we're not excluding anybody. What Moors that's upright, independent, and fearless are saying is it's time to start analyzing what these people are doing. And what they saying. Because what they saying is out of pocket. It don't line up with nature. It don't line up with law. Do you know that the pelvic bone varies in the man and the woman? The pelvic bone. This is how you build and destroy any one of these people that have mental dysfunctions. They have mental disorders. You cannot change the chromosomes in your body. If you out here saying, look, this is how insane these people is, right? They want me or you to accept their belief in their mind, but they themselves could not accept what Allah created them like. Imagine that. Imagine that. You want me to accept your insanity, but you couldn't even accept what the Creator made you like. And you trying to push that on me and want me and you to accept this type of mental dysfunction. because it's a mental disorder. Everything starts with the mind. So somebody that's anorexic, somebody that's bulimic, somebody that has some kind of mental disorder in their mind, because homosexuality used to be diagnosed as a mental disorder. That's a mental disorder. That's a mental dysfunction, because you are not even able to accept what the Creator made you like. But you want me to look at you like something wrong with me because I don't want to accept your lie? No, sir. I'm not going to accept your lie. No, it's not going to happen. You don't even accept yourself. So why would I accept you? How is, and then what's even more interesting is a lot of these people that say stuff like that, they tell you all day, I'm a Christian. What does that mean? What does that mean? Because none of the so-called holy books honor nothing you talking about. Nothing you talking about is honored in any holy book any so-called religious book on this planet does not condone homosexuality. None of them. So why would I accept what you talking about? The same book that you talk about, that you say that you read and you honor and respect, Jesus, it says that you're not supposed to wear man's clothing. Men are not supposed to wear women's clothing. It also says that you're supposed to dress modestly. I mean, that's in there. That's in there. See, people try to negate all these different scriptures. They want to get out of that. They don't want to see. It calls homosexuality an abomination. That's what the good book says homosexuality is. It's an abomination. Don't even have me open the Quran up. The Quran says homosexuality is detestable. Don't even have me open that book up. Because as wild as people think that the Quran and the Bible don't share similar ideologies, they're very similar. The Quran is very similar to the Bible, because if you go behind the Bible and you start looking at the words, you see that the Quran stands for knowledge, order, rhythm. Do you see where I'm going? Bam. Yeah. Do you see where I'm going? There's a acronym to Quran. Knowledge, order, rhythm, astrology, and nature. That's the principles of the Quran. The Nation of Islam is not going to break that down to the general populace. They're not going to break that down to you. But you think they don't know that? You think the higher ups in the Nation of Islam don't know what I'm talking about right now, sharing with y'all? They know this information. But if they told you this information, would you do your own research on the information? Or would you just take it how you take it and then you don't ask no questions? But then you got to look at it like this, though. Why would they tell you that the Quran stands for knowledge, order, rhythm, astrology, and nature? Why would they tell you that? Because if they told you that, they can't control you. It ain't no spooky stuff. See, it ain't no mystery no more. Because you know the mystery. You know the science. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. You starting to figure out the acronyms and the science behind what's in front of you. So now you can't get finessed. because your foundation is solid. Your foundation is on love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So now you don't have to be in a mystery state. Now you starting to know what's going on. You don't got to guess. That's what they want to keep the population as. We the people, we cannot afford no more to stay in a place of doubt, disbelief, unknowing. When Morpheus looked at Neo on that rooftop scene, what did he tell Neo? What did he tell him? Y'all remember the jump scene, right? You remember the jump scene? What did Morpheus tell Neo? What did he tell him? In the jump scene, what did he tell Neo? Bam. You gotta let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, disbelief. Free your mind. He looked at Neo that last time. He turned around, ran, took off. He didn't even run. He just took off. Yo. I don't know if you remember that scene, but the jump scene in the first Matrix, after he said free your mind to Neo, Morpheus, he didn't run like that. He ran a little bit and just took off. You say, what are the acronyms again? The acronym for the Quran, the Holy Quran, is knowledge, order, rhythm, astrology, and nature. It's 5. Then you have love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You got 5. Arm, leg, arm, head. There's another 5. How many constitutions do we have? You got the Bill of Rights, Articles of Confederation. You got the preamble. You see what's going on? See, everything is math. When you start knowing the math, then you can start adding this stuff up. But if you don't know the math, you're going to get mislaid out here. You're going to get finessed. You're going to get finessed out here. You don't know what to look at, you're going to get finessed out here. And that's what they count on. They count on that. They count on the ignorance of the population.
Girls know.
Hold up. Let's go right here. Let me show you this. So, wow, what's going on out here? It's nothing new under the sun. Let me show you this. Look at this. This is what our people out here doing. Look. Let me just show you something. This is what our people concerned with. Look at this. This is what our people out here concerned with. Relationships. They concerned with stuff like this right here. Look at this. Look at this. Catfishing niggas.
All right, here we go again. I'm gonna keep it real, man. Y'all got to stop this shit. Y'all got to stop this shit. Ain't no way in hell this person right here is the same thing as that. Bruh, ain't no bullshit. Ain't no way. Could you imagine meeting that? And then, bruh, y'all got to stop this, bro. This is too much, man. Like,
yeah, it's a science project outside. It's a science project. The same motherfuckers that's out here that want motherfuckers to be on some up and up type shit, they got y'all by the brain. Do you realize this? Ain't no other nationality out here making themselves look like a fucking fools but so-called black people. It's this type of shit that's like, man, what the hell kind of shit? If you looking like this and you coming outside looking like that, you hate yourself. You gotta hate yourself. because you don't even look like the same person. You hate yourself. Instead of being like, you don't want to wear your natural hair out. You look like you got 38 layers of chemicals on your face. And then you get mad at the guys who just say, I don't like all that makeup shit on y'all face like that. They got y'all by the brain. They want you to be filled up with self-hatred. They want y'all women to think that, man, we love y'all. We like y'all a lot more when y'all got chemicals all on y'all face. We don't like that shit. We don't like that shit. We don't like your face to look like this, when it really, your shit look like this. If Allah made you like that, then that's what you like. Change your diet. Drink water. Eat fruit. H3O. Eat some veggies or something. But if you out here catfishing, looking like this, under that, don't be out here talking loud, man. Turn that shit down. Turn that goof ass shit down. Don't be out here talking all loud when you got a mask on and you really look like that underneath it. Turn your goof ass down. Cause we ain't got time for that shit no more. Yeah, you talking about shapeshifter. Yeah. You talking about some shapeshifter shit. This shit has somebody looking like, what? What is that? Then you got this shit. Look.
All right, here we go
Then
again.
then you got this shit. Hold up. Then you got this shit. Then you got this right here. Look at this. Then you got this right here now.
And I just feel like if you put me in this space and that was under your budget, then what's the difference now?
But see, what he did was this, though. He gave you the upgrade, but part of that upgrade is because you're with me.
Yeah.
You understand? So let me go, though. So we didn't work out, me and you dating. You feel me? So I'm supposed to keep paying your loft and keep paying your bins. Upgrade it, stay with me. If not, go see what's out there.
So then if that's the case, so you want me to stay with you for these items and use you, basically?
Not for them. If you want to live like this, it comes with being with me.
My current new lifestyle that you upgraded me to is now contingent on me being in a relationship with you, and that's the only way I can have it in this moment.
You want him to keep your lifestyle up, keep paying your bills, keep you on that same upgraded level. No, you were dating a man that had money, so dating him came with a lifestyle. But if we're not working and our love is dead, I don't owe you to keep paying your car note and your mortgage. I'm not entitled to. Now, realistically, that isn't really my job. You should find you a man like me and upgrade to him and keep your lifestyle.
That takes time. So I just feel like if someone had me on a certain pedestal, you're not just because we no longer working, you're not just going to rip the pedestal from me.
See? Social engineering and mind control. Then you got the dudes out there who don't see a problem tricking off, simping off. I blame a lot of y'all dudes and I blame a lot of y'all chicks out there for what it looked like outside. Because instead of just saying, look, these are my intentions up front from the door, this what I'm on. Instead of just being like that, it's like whatever going on inside with you, you like scared of rejection. So it's on some, all right, let me lie to you, let me lie to her, she gonna lie to me, and then we thinking that we finessing, but what are you really doing? Both of y'all lying and y'all both capping to each other from the first introduction. Y'all both lying. My thing is, for what? All you gotta do really nowadays is just be upfront. Fuck it. Just be upfront from the door. This is what it is. This what I'm on. This what you on. Cause this what I'm on. Upfront from the door. Then you ain't got time to be lying and all that. Keeping up with your lies. Checking your phones. You ain't got time for all that. See, this is what they want our people to be. bumping heads with each other, in confusion, talking about relationships and all that. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is linking up because they don't have self-hatred like that. Their self-hatred, if they have other nationalities I'm speaking about, if they got some kind of beef within their own community, they don't let their shit spill all out on social media, on the internet. No, if they got problems, they more so handle things in-house. You remember growing up, did your peoples tell you don't talk about house business outside? Did you go through that? I went through that. My peoples told us when we was shouties, don't talk about house business outside. Nowadays, since social media then exploded on the fucking scene, it's like everybody now has the ability to talk about anything, anytime, anywhere to the whole world when they want to. And for some, they don't know how to have self-control over that power. I'm watching Spider-Man with my little ones, right? We watching Spider-Man, and it's a scene in there where he like he talking to Uncle Ben. He tell Peter, he like, man, he like, boom, he like, man, he like, with great power comes great responsibility. So I'm watching that with the little ones, and I'm telling them, look, man, just because you can do something don't mean you should do something. It's like our people have completely forgot about that lesson. When you was growing up, your peoples told you, don't talk house business outside. Whatever going on in-house, you don't talk about that shit outside with nobody. Nah, it's anytime, anywhere, any place. Get on your phone, go live, make a video, let everybody you're following know, let the whole internet, let the whole world know what you thinking about. Let them know what your relationship like. Let them know what you're going through in your life. Let them see you tell lies all on social media. Shit is crazy, fam. Don't talk house business outside. Everybody talking house business outside now. Everybody and their mama just talk house business outside. Meanwhile, everybody from other nationalities, even though they might have some problems, guess what they don't do? They don't all run to social media to talk about my relationship. I need 6 or 7 figures to talk to a guy. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. I don't really see no Asian women just defecating on they man, or vice versa. I don't see no Hindustan dudes or Hindustan women. I don't see them defecating on each other on social media like that. I don't see that. I don't see no so-called African men and women just destroying each other, going at it with each other on social media. I don't see them doing that. I don't see them doing that. They got problems for sure, but they not doing it like that because they see like, all right, it's certain things that we got to keep in-house. We're not going to let our in-house business spill all over the streets, let alone social media. Social media, fam, it's like it got people so like fiend for dopamine. It's like the dopamine rush is stronger than any kind of drug, G, for certain people. It's like it's so strong, the urge for them just to tell something, for them just to go online and just say something, to just do something online, because they like, man, I might not even really be known in my neighborhood like that, but I always got my trusty social media that I could run to, and I could go on social media and I could just put out whatever I want to put out. There's people out here like that. They looking for validation. They looking to feel important or something. So the only way in their head they can feel important is to go on social media and chase dopamine. Chase getting views and likes and clicks. This is what they doing. And they don't even realize they playing themselves right into the trap of the silent weapons for quiet wars. They don't even see the trap. They don't even see the trap. They're unaware of the trap. They keep talking about taxes and they keep talking about who they gonna vote for. Can you name the 3 branches of government? Can you name Article 6 of the Declaration of Human Rights? Can you name which article in the Declaration of Rights of Indigenous Peoples says that cannabis is a traditional medicine that we're supposed to be able to use and practice free of charge? We're supposed to be able to, indigenous people are supposed to practice their traditional medicine free of charge. So why you got to pay a license? Or do you? Something to think about. What are you paying a license for? What do you need permission with a license for if that's in there? Article 24? Why would you need a license for something that already has a protected right to be able to smoke cannabis, eat cannabis, cook with cannabis? Why would you need permission from the U.S. corporation to do? Why would you need permission if you already have God-given unalienable rights that are secured and protected by the Constitution? Why would you need a piece of paper to say, oh, you can smoke or eat cannabis? You can build a house. You can use this place for recreation. Why would you need a piece of paper from an organization, a corporation that lists you as private property? Did you know when you misidentify as a Latino, as a Hispanic, Black, African American? Did you know when you list yourself as an Indian or a Hebrew? Did you know in the Census Bureau, all of those are classified under Black, and Black is the lowest status on the planet? I think I might need to say that one more time for the people in the back. Indian, Native American, Hebrew, Hispanic, Latino, so-called person of color. All of those are listed in Vital Statistics Census Bureau as Black. No courts are bound to respect any of you. You will not get a fair trial because you're listed as chattel property that belongs to the U.S. corporation. You're artificial. You're not real. So in order to litigate over the people who choose to be in that dead status, they cooked up color of law. Color of law litigates chattel property. See, they have to have some kind of place to put you in. So when they created the 14th and when they created the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, when they created that, Abraham Lincoln, Emancipation Proclamation, Once he created that, he created a second tier class of citizenship for the walking dead. That second tier class of citizenship is different than the first tier. The first tier is free white person. Free white person is dealing with anybody who's in the status of what you would say a nationality. That is someone with a free national status. You have to have a nationality to be recognized as a free white person. Your status has to be recognized. That means how you identify, your self-identity has to align with the nationality, standards, free national principles. If it does not align with that, then you are going to be you're placing yourself. That's the thing. No one can place you there. You're placing yourself in a second tier status known as person of color. Persons of color are categorized as property to the U.S. corporation. Again, black, Negro, person of color, Native American, Indian, Hebrew, all of these are second tier classifications for control and slavery. Except you don't have slavery chains on your neck or your legs or your hands. You don't have chains on. So you're free, like how they say when you go to the grocery store or a farm or something. You know, like the cows, they'll be like, this cow or these chickens are cageless chickens. Yeah, that's what people who identify as color persons, Hispanics or Latinos, are categorized as in the Vital Statistics Census Bureau. You're categorized as a cageless or cage-free chicken or cage-free cow. You don't necessarily have a cage around you that you can see, but the cage is around you all the time. It's an invisible cage. Your words put you in there. Your words can get you out of there. You see? But that's law though. It's not how I feel. That's just how law works. Your words can get you in or they can get you out. All right? So the cageless chickens or the range-free cows that go out there to graze, they don't know that they only eating to be slaughtered a little later on. They don't realize that because they walking around the farm. They don't see no cages around them. They walking around eating the grass. The chickens walking around there clucking. They eating and whatnot. They don't even realize that they in the cage. That's what so-called persons of color are categorized and listed in. You're categorized and listed as a farm animal. You can walk around under the illusion that you're free. Whole time you need licenses to move and do what you want to do. Driver's license, gun license, hunting license, registration, license to marry. All of those are what you say bondage instrumentalities. Those are bondage instrumentalities for chattel property, for so-called Hispanics and Latinos and black people. That's persons of color. That's what those are for. But those are the hidden hooks that are put in you that you don't know that are there. They're the hidden trap doors that you don't know are there. And these so-called black people, these black educators that's talking about high-level conversations and Pan-Africanism and the Nation of Islam and Hebrew and all this other nonsense. This is what they getting you, RBG. These are the trap doors that they're getting y'all to blindly go into. So you don't realize that when you say, I'm going to vote for a politician, you don't realize when you say that. There's another level that happens when you say that. When you say that, you're violating the Fifth Amendment. When you say, I'm going to vote for a politician, first thing you're doing is you're incriminating yourself. Because there are two types of persons in law. There are natural persons and there are artificial persons. Once you say you're going to register to vote for a politician, you have to know that in 1871, this whole thing was flipped. The U.S. corporation was created in 1861, but it really came out in 1871. This thing been in the work for a little while now. About 100 some years, 200 years. Little while. So 1861, it was starting to get created. 1871, that's when it was a coming out party for the U.S. corporation. All right. Then you have the Constitution for the Republic was submerged. It was usurped, meaning it was put aside. And the fake Constitution for the corporation was put on top of it. So they like stacked it. They put the fake Constitution on top of the U.S. Constitution for the Republic. So when people are looking at these politicians, they don't realize anytime a politician speaks, they're already lying to you, because the U.S. corporation cannot have citizens. The U.S. corporation can only have corporate employees. An employee has an employee number, i.e., in other words, your social security number. That's your corporate number. That's your straw man. That's why they have to get you to voluntarily say, I'm going to register to vote. This is why politicians are always saying, get out there and vote, because they know they're refranchising you as a franchisee employee for the corporation. So once they get you to voluntarily consent in your mind, not just on paper, it's in the mind. Everything starts with the mind. So if they can mentally finesse your psychology to say, all right, I'm going to go down there and vote for Trump. I'm going to go down there and vote for Kamala. They already got you by the brain, because our thoughts make it real. Once you thinking it, you start creating it. You start manifesting it. So when you say, all right, I'm finna go down here and place my vote. If you look up, take your time, look up Article 2, Clause 2 and 3 of the Constitution for the Republic. The book costs I think like a $5 holler or something like that. They got this book called U.S. Constitution and its Fascinating Facts. Get that book. It's like a $5 holler. Get that. It might be cheaper than that. It might be. I think it was like $3 or some shit like that. Whole time, if you get the book, you will see democracy ain't in the Constitution one time. One time. The word democracy ain't even mentioned in the Constitution. But they out here day by day, every day, talking about a democracy. This is why we say you can't trust a politician, because a politician's job is to deceive you. Their job is to lie to you. Cap. This is what they professionally do, to lie to you, to make you promises like they finna deliver something, but they never do. You see? This is their job. Their job is to lie to people every day. This is what they do. So then you'll say, all right, well, what can we do about it? What can we do? The first thing you could do is do not participate in anything that the U.S. corporation tells you to do. Y'all, you just went through a simulation. with the pandemic. You just went through a simulation. Damn. You just went through a simulation with this whole pandemic. You just went through one. They told you, hey, look, go through it. Take the jabby jab. Go through it. Do it for the team. Do it for the team. The fuck is you talking about? Do it for the team. Do it for... You don't want to get anybody sick. You should take it to help prevent the spread. Goof ass. You want to take something that you can't even pronounce the ingredients to in your body, and after all this time, these people then came out with a statement that said it was a test. They're sorry. It was a test. Y'all are sorry? Oh my God. The reason why these people are doing what they're doing is because the Great Awakening is on. And people are now starting to critically think and ask questions before they just jump out there and be like, I'm going to vote for the Democrats. I'm going to vote for the Republicans. Nah, see, now people starting to be fed up with the bullshit. So they starting to say like, man, we've been brainwashed to vote for the Democrats because Democrats always said that they was going to do something for the so-called black community. And they never deliver. Then they tell you, we're going to vote for the Republicans. They never deliver. The thing about it is your power, you so powerful that you don't even realize. And this is one of the secrets from the dark. The dark knows very well how powerful humanity is when humanity works together. Teamwork. See, a lot of people, they don't have teamwork skills. They don't know how to work as a unit. They don't know how to work as a team. This is why a lot of people will say, well, I could do this shit bad by myself. Yeah, you can do bad by yourself because you don't know how to work with a team. Nobody ever taught your ass how to work with a squad, how to take orders, guidance, how to take direction and correction. You don't know how to work as a unit. So, yeah, you would work by yourself to do shit because you're not a team player. You're not a team player. That's why you like, I'm going to do it by myself because you don't know how to work with nobody else. Your ego too big. You don't know how to work with nobody else. You got to have everything your way. Your expectations got to be made and set to be done the way you want to do it instead of how it should be done as a team. Everything in nature, they got a partner. They work as a team. So-called African Americans, you don't work as no team. You don't work as no team. That's one of the major hurdles with so-called African Americans. You don't work as a team. You say you want to work with a team, but then you do shit that shows you're not team oriented. It's just the truth, fam. People say they want to work with a team. They want to build their team up and get they tribe and all this shit. But the brainwashing is so thick with so-called Hispanics, Latinos, African Americans. But whole time though, when you look at the so-called Latinos and Hispanics who are really Moorish Americans, like old boy, that dude Woody, right? With the Young Thug trial. He had a clip where he was talking about that shit. And he was saying that he was talking to a Mexican dude in jail. And he was saying that the Mexicans And everybody, the Mexicans, they stick together when somebody come in there locked up. They'll see what they own. They'll help them out. They'll put them on their feet while they get locked up, while they coming in, right? The Europeans, somebody come in, they'll take them in. They'll see what they own, help them, get them on their feet, get them a little commissary bag or some shit like that. The Asians, they'll do the same thing. They'll help each other out. He said the so-called black people, he said they don't do that. So he said as soon as somebody come in jail or prison that's so-called black, he said they're gonna look at you. They already lining you up. They already lining you up to see what you did, who you know, what you own. Is you a rat? They already lining you up. And that's the self-hatred that our people got to get over. It's self-hatred. We keep inflicting the same wounds on each other from a lack of love. It's self-hatred. It's self-hatred. Somebody come in jail, instead of us being like, it's finding out what's going on, help them get on their feet, to see what's up with them. You already like lining them up. You already lining them up to see what's gonna go wrong, what's gonna go on, what went wrong or whatever. Everybody else, they gonna come in there, they gonna help you. They gonna help you enough to see, all right, let's see, talk to you. Talk to them and see what they own before you already judging them. See, it's nothing wrong with judging, because that's in the scriptures too. It's nothing wrong with judging. People be funny with this shit. They'll be like, what gives you the right to judge? The Creator. What are you talking about? The Creator gave us all the right to judge. What are you talking about? You judge the food that you get. You judge when you outside what kind of company you should keep. You judge when you cross the street. You look both ways, don't you? You judge all the time. You judge all the time. But see, it's a thing between judging blindly or judging critically, righteously. We're supposed to judge righteously. And critical thinking is a major part of that. When you judge blindly, you just judging off prejudice. You just might be judging or you criticizing them because you just feel like criticizing them. You're not criticizing them because you actually got some, what they say, constructive criticism. You ain't coming with a constructive criticism. You just coming with a GP criticism just because you don't like them. You don't fuck with them. So you just gonna give them a criticism just on some just random shit. You not judging righteously though. You ain't got no critical thinking in none of that. No constructive criticism involved in none of that. You just saying, man, whatever. I don't like woo. I don't like none you got. I don't like none you about. You don't even know what they about. It's crazy though that only so-called black people, they push that narrative all day 24/7. You don't know them from nowhere, but you already lining them up off no facts. You just lining them up. It's wild, G. That shit is wild though. That's self-hatred, fam. That's really the diagnosis of the whole shit. And Noble Drew Ali told us that Moors, you should love instead of hate. Because when you love, you being yourself enough to say, I wouldn't do shit to this person that I wouldn't want shit done to myself. So I'm going to treat them until I got a reason to not fuck with them. I'm going to treat them how I want to be treated. You feel me? Treat people like you want to be treated. That's the golden rule. It's a simple rule, but it get murky. It get spooky. It get dark. And then you be like, man, somebody tell you they hate you, right? Somebody tell you they hate you. Imagine, now look at it. Somebody tell you that they hate you. Or somebody somebody hating on you for no reason, right? Just hating on you to be hating on you for no reason. You don't even know this person or these people. They hating on you to hate on you, right? What's crazy is the training and the conditioning is so thick with our people that we accept somebody saying or seeing that they hating on you. But when you tell somebody the opposite, that you love them, they still look at you like something wrong with you. Yo, man. You talking about some wild shit. Somebody tell you they got love for you. You trying to find out something wrong with them telling you that they got love for you. But when they tell you they hate you, you look at that like you can accept that. That let you know something it's off, fam. It's like a dysfunction. Somebody tell you they fuck with you, they got love for you. You trying to find out, are they trying to play an angle on you versus thinking that they're being true and got integrity and they genuine. But when they tell you outright they don't fuck with you, they hating on you, you can accept that. Like, yeah, whatever, I already knew you was hating. But when they tell you they got love for you, why you can't accept that? It's interesting. Told you. It's interesting though, G. It's some fascinating shit out here. Straight up. It's fascinating, fam. Shit is wild though. It is wild, G. Let me show y'all this though. I want to show you how much time we got. Let me show y'all this. You got a little time? You got a little time? Check this out.
So, because that's really what they're saying.
Yeah.
But again, because those are allegorical stories, if you get the point. Mm-hmm. However, they're talking about moral principles that are rooted in nature, not in what you believe or what you don't believe. Although people take the, mind control side, if they get caught in the imagery, and that allows the dogma operations to go on, that particular part, etc. When you understand even the Inquisition against the Moors, you understand the politics today, and you understand why so many people are triggered as soon as you bring up Moorish. All you got to do is say Moorish, and they get triggered, right? Why? Because they know if you know that, you probably know more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so they have to kind of focus on you because they got to put you back in the grave.
Mm.
The coat of many colors, colored people, they got to put you back in the hole. See, all these are allegorical stories that actually telling you the human condition. Has nothing to do with beliefs, the way that people are looking at them, if you get the point. Mm-hmm. But yet, at the same time, even though the hybrid Europeans tampered with the books, right? And then remove, as an example, the book of the infants, the book of Mary, Enoch, 7 books of Musa, etc., things like that would change the whole paradigm.
Mm-hmm.
So people won't recognize that the outsiders is getting ready to show their faces, if you get the point.
Listen.
Because it's as far as the people is concerned, that's just some anomaly that's sideline discussions. What people will be calling UFOs and unidentified flying objects and things like that, right? And it's all related. And see, so the hybrids know that their time is up, right? So they're doing things, they're accelerating their unum sanctum operations to reduce the blowback that they know is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not far in the future. We're already in the cycle. So the advantage that people have that really understand the intercaterra operations don't invest in the system knowing that they're going to be underwater. But the temptation, because of the material mentality, is people keep trying to make this quote unquote what they think is the functional system work for them, and that energy is actually wasted and
Yep.
should be put to better things.
Facts.
And this is symbolized where Yahshua say, you know, give up all your stuff and follow me type thing. What it really means is simplify your life, because the shit's coming down. And if you ain't paid attention to what's up, you're going to get caught in the rubble. That's all that means.
Facts.
That's all that means. Not dealing with a real person in the sense that the people keep thinking. He's telling you these signs are there for you. And the signs will be what? Cosmological. What's it? These signs are left for you: sun, the moon, and stars. So he's giving you keys, right? And so when you recognize Intercaterra Divina, you know not to get caught in the trap, because they're going to be doing things to you. Look over here, Kamala. Man, Trump said this. And you know he's a felon and didn't even go to jail. And you know, and they got records over here with them tampering with the election in Georgia. And then the Chinese did this to you. And then they're selling the Chrysler building. Oh, that's terrible. And then they're laying off 2,800 people from Stellantis. Oh, we didn't know. Oh, they're getting ready to lay off 2,600 people and from GM too. Whoa. Ford CEO is trying to get back into India. They had closed the plants. He's trying to get back into India so that they don't go absolute broke. In other words, recognize all these signals are that it's over.
It's over.
Not in the sense that people, not because nothing's totally over. You know, you're going into another phase. Now, so the people who are caught up in this, that's out there, because remember, they put the debt out there so they can come for a pound of flesh, right? So anyone that goes into debt with them, they coming at you. And then they tie one contract to other contracts so they can take everything from you. You notice how, like for instance, like say a person who say owns 2 houses over there, right? As an example, in their mind, you know, with their deeds, right? So they sell these in their mind.
Check it out.
Sell these 2 houses, and then they go buy one in the greater part of Delaware. It costs a couple million, blah 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 blah, and then they take out a mortgage. Now they didn't give up these 2 birds in the bush over here.
2 birds in the hand.
In the hand for the bush over here, right? Now, and so that's gone, right? That's going out of their control, right? Then what they're going to do, because remember the system works, but they need it's like any other Ponzi scheme.
Listen.
They need someone to continue to buy into the system. So they have a couple of vassal states, right? So what are the vassal states? Japan, a vassal state. And even though they're closer allies, right? Germany and France, right? Main ones, right? Then you got to put all that together and deal with the Balfour operations, right? 75, 80 years ago, right? The dividing, right? Now, then you got to look at the Manchurian families that's pulling all of their gold back, right?
Yeah.
Then you see Germany call for their gold, but they dropped them buildings and stole it, right? Nevertheless, Germany didn't get their gold back, right? Hold on. Now, what would one understand when you're looking at what from 65 in the area of 65, 66, 67 in that area, when Charles de Gaulle sent them warships there to New York Harbor with U.S. Treasury bonds and U.S. dollars and commanded their gold. Of course, they did the attempted assassination on him. They made a movie, Day of the Jackal, right? Now, look what's happening right now. How many people are looking at Carlos Tavares right now? He's the one who's running Stellantis. That includes their portfolio, Dodge and Chrysler, which all this hoopla and Jeep and Ram that's going on right now.
Right.
And then you see Walter P. Chrysler's great grandson right now trying to get people together here to buy some control back into Chrysler, right? They're moving Ram operations to Canada and moving other operations to Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then BYD sent operatives over to look at the Chrysler building, and they just laid off another 100 people just before Christmas, right? Ford trying to make deals, trying to get back into India,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get back in, because if he don't, Ford's going bankrupt. Now, so Stellantis is now they're hit with suits from their stockholders.
Who is Stellantis?
Stellantis is the name of the corporate operations in France that owns the merger of FCA, that owns the merger of Sibelius.
None of these names are.
No, what I'm just a corporate entity that owns Chrysler Corporation. All been merged. That Mercedes Corporation gave up in around the 78, 79, blah, 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 that merger that they made. And them bodies, them underpinnings that make up the popular cars right now, the Dodge Charger, Challengers, Hellcats, and all that kind of stuff, that's overpriced for the average person now, that actually left their market. Now they got all these cars sitting all over the place in the country. Then you have your big car dealers that are dropping their contracts, and then with their stipulations, I think it's in Georgia, I don't know if it's Georgia or North Carolina, they're being forced to buy the cars back, and they're hiding all this. The stuff is crashing. They're not going to be able to hide this no more. Japan dumped their treasury bonds. China's been dumping their treasury bonds. They created a new system of trade to counter Swiss. And all of this is tied to Intra-community operations that's been running this operations economically weaponized around the world. It's all related, is what I'm saying. So what does that mean for us? That means for anyone who invested in the system, they're going to be sacrificed first because we're not on the inner circle. Are we clear? Now, understanding the political operations, when Warren Buffett in his last year been dumping stock, you know what that's telling you something. That's a chess move.
Yeah.
So Berkshire Hathaway is one of your largest real estate operations in America. So if he's dumping stock, what does that tell anybody that understands that the housing bubble is burst already? They're just not announcing it, and they're not, letting the people know that the dam has already broken. So I was saying last year when you told me what you were saying, and I was saying that they're underwater. They just don't know that they're underwater.
Right.
That's what I was talking about. But because you're looking, even those things are to take place, you're looking at it ethereally because you're looking at the chess moves. So if you're looking at the chess moves, you can see it coming. It doesn't have to be at this moment. No different than you're looking at a cloud, and then they get darker and darker, and then you start hearing a subtle rumble before you hear a hard rumble, and you say, oh, it's getting ready to rain. Same thing. But in conjunction with that and in support of that, I wanted to re-emphasize that the people that are waking up now need to understand that Intra-community agreement is operative right now, and they should study that while looking at the political operations so that they can clear their head and make better judgments on moves that they make personally to survive what's here already and what's coming sequentially. It's sort of like bringing people to pay attention to things that you know that they haven't been paying attention to. Because remember, they're going to make sure that you have something to think about. They never leave the people alone. Keep that in mind. So they're going to always intrude and give you something to think about.
Yep.
Or to be distracted about. Why? Because they must protect the order. Their political problem is keeping the order operative while keeping the people asleep. In other words, they're getting the juggling is becoming difficult for them, if you get the point. And when it does, they have a tendency to do desperate things and use it as hurting people.
Yep.
You gotta know how they operate.
You gotta know how they operate. Hopefully y'all got something off this beam out. It's always lit, Moors. That was the master teacher, Grand Sheik Taj Tariq Bey. One of the master teachers. Been doing it for a long time, fam. He been doing it for decades. Definitely gratitude for the Grand Sheik Taj Tariq Bey, man. Master teacher. One of the elders. Been on business. You know? So run this beam out back. I know we covered a lot on this beam out, but make some time. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all sharing these beam outs. I appreciate the ones that's out there that's actually starting to critically think and not just go with the status quo. You actually are thinking about your thinking. So big up to you. Big up to all y'all out there, man, that actually got integrity. Big up to all y'all that actually stand for something and you ain't falling and folding for anything. Even if somebody tell you I drop a bag on you, you still standing on your square. You still standing on business. You still standing on principles. Because they gonna test every weak mind out here. They gonna test you. They gonna try to pull the strings and check out your you know what I'm saying, your vices. They gonna test you, fam. They gonna test you. Keep your integrity, more. Keep your discipline. Keep your mind on, is this for positive or this shit for negative? Keep your mind on positive or negative. You cannot serve two masters. Can't happen. It cannot be done. You're going to have to pick a side. You on the positive side, you on the negative side. You sucked into this world, then you're going to be burned with the world, fam. That's why we supposed to be in this world, but not of this world. If you're stuck in this materialistic world, you will be burned. Everything you thinking about will crumble because it ain't built on nothing. It's an illusion. You know what I'm saying? It's just an illusion. So, catch y'all more on the next one, though, man. I'm finna move around now. Catch y'all on the next one. All right? Each one teach one. I self-law and master. Peace, Morris.